Hey, and thanks for joining us today at CBR. Marvel's Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, is one of the comics' greatest and most complicated heroes. Across countless comics and iconic run of appearances across the MCU, there are a few heroes who have received as much attention in recent years. There are several things fans might not realize about the character. The man behind the suit, Tony Stark, is partially based on Howard Hughes, the aerospace engineer and businessman who was, by all means, a brilliant individual. Martin Scorsese directed a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio about Howard Hughes. Though he thrived in various fields, including as a film producer, Hughes' personal life was marred by personal struggles with various illnesses and eccentricities that extended beyond healthy showmanship. Likewise, Tony Stark is known for his public persona, has had his own fair share of struggles. Even though Tony's father, Howard, bears this name resemblance, the behaviors are more in line with the son. Though untouched in the MCU, Iron Man's personal struggles figure heavily into a now classic storyline. Across a 9-issue arc, Demon in a Bottle from the Invincible Iron Man is a deeply nuanced look at the character's struggles with alcohol. Instead of focusing on a major villain, the story looks at Stark's increasing dependency on alcohol, how he ultimately manages to get his drinking under control. A pretty awesome Iron Man movie. Why aren't they making that into one? During Superior Iron Man, Tony Stark at one point develops the ability to communicate with technology. A subsidiary of Stark Industries, Future Farm develops Extremism, a nanotechnology that served to alter soldiers on a biological level. Consuming Extremism, Tony Stark gained abilities that included the ability to communicate with technology through no additional apparatus. In various alternate universes, Tony Stark takes on the role of Sorcerer Supreme. On both Earth TRN 591 and Earth 9810, Tony Stark had encounters that led him to become the Sorcerer Supreme, a role typically affiliated with Doctor Strange. What makes this role swap so exciting is that Stark develops a sorcerer armor, which bears a strong likeness to his Iron Man suit from the other timeline, but is outfitted with more magical adornments. Whether it's the MCU's iteration of the character or storylines that focus on the ethics of Stark's Industries past, Tony Stark is rarely portrayed as a villain. However, he once became a formidable foe to the heroes of an alternate Earth. After a particularly casualty-heavy battle, an ensuing clash with Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards, Stark donned a very Doom-like armor and became a villainous persona known as Iron Maniac. Eventually, that Earth's Reed Richards sent Iron Maniac to Earth 616. Howard and Maria sought the help of 451 to help them keep their child alive. However, it wasn't Tony, but Arno, the real heir to the Stark Empire. The interference left the child Arno in an iron lung for much of his youth. As a measure to prevent any retribution from 451, the Starks adopted Tony. Ultimately, the two brothers meet, and it's a narrative any comic fan should check out. Few heroes have armor like Iron Man. Even fewer have as many variations to that armor. Among Iron Man's greatest suits is the Model 37 armor, also known as the Bleeding Edge. Although it has the same abilities as other suits, the Bleeding Edge utilizes nanotechnology which allows the suit to dissolve within Tony's blood and reassemble at will. The armor can also heal itself, keeping those nanobots hard at work through various encounters. Lastly, there's the option of space travel, which, given Iron Man's propensity for major battles with not merely the Earthbound foes, can come in handy. Although Tony Stark typically doesn't have any powers, he's an incredibly intelligent engineer. Among his greatest inventions is Soul's Hammer, a fictitious Dyson sphere that can harness the power of the sun. With the ability to obliterate planets at only 2% charge, Soul's Hammer has potential as far more than just a way to generate energy, although its full potential as a weapon has yet to be realized. Once, Iron Man got into a tussle with Doctor Doom and the two were flung across time to Camelot. There, the two fight a battle inhibited by the technological limits of the period, with plenty of help from the equipment they brought with them and adaptations made using only the materials available to them of that time period. Eventually, Doom and Iron Man have to form a tenuous truce to combine their technologies and build a rudimentary time machine to return home. Thanks for joining us here at CBR. Let us know some of your favorite Iron Man facts in the comments below. Hit subscribe to stay up to date on the latest from CBR. Until next time.